And it's welcome back to Blake. Good to see you guys again.
Hey, good morning.
I have to say, I wasn't sort of just being very, very nice, but you are sounding fantastic at the moment. You're doing a lot of singing, aren't you? You've been on a tour, you're going on more tours.
We are. We just finished a 3-week UK tour, which was fantastic, and we signed to a lot of people, and a lot of very happy people, so that makes us happy as well. It was great fun.
It's because Dom left just before the tour. That must have been quite chaotic.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. You know, obviously, you know, it's never a good time when one person wants to leave, and I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a mild panic. But, you know, we had to make a decision about whether we wanted to carry on, and I think for us three, that wasn't really a decision. You know, it was obvious that we wanted to carry on, and we felt that we had a lot more to achieve as well. And so we were very, very lucky that it was just so quick, that, you know, the time in which we found Barney was just incredible.
How did you find him?
Well,
sorry, I'm talking about as if you're not here.
We decided to use, yeah, well, it was a combination really. I mean, we knew we needed to see a lot of people, get the message out to a lot of people, but in a subtle way, rather than, you know, kind of writing a notice in the paper or something like that. So we used the most recent thing we could find, which was Twitter. A lot of people be already using Twitter.com, and we put a little advert out on there, very subtle one, just saying, you know, possibly might be looking for somebody to help us out, new member for the band, and with that 70,000 replies came back.
No way.
Just so many, and so many of them totally inappropriate as well. We had lots of women trying to be part of a male band, interesting, and a lot of people from far-flung countries as well who couldn't even speak English in their replies, which was quite good fun. But finally, we kind of came across Barney with a recommendation as well, looked at his website, which was fantastic, and we got to sing with him, and this was all in a couple of days, and we just suddenly realised this is the guy. He's got the right voice, he's got the right background. We were all friends within seconds. It was great.
To be honest, we never thought that he was going to be doing the tour with us. We thought that Dom would do the tour and then he would leave. In a way, we were kind of scared about that, because then you have to kind of start all over again, having done the tour, and, you know, it's a kind of strange time. But we managed to persuade Barney to do the tour. And again, you know, we were a little bit worried, but he learned everything in about 4 days, which was incredible. He learned all the music, and we rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. And by the time the first show went up, it was absolutely amazing.
So, what's your background then, Barney?
Well, similar to these guys in a way. I was a chorister when I was younger, and then I went to the Royal Academy of Music just up the road here in London, and then I've been working before Blake for the last 3 years doing bits of opera, bits of concert work, so generally within the classical world. I was lucky actually enough to sing with Hayley actually on her album Treasure.
Oh, right,
so I did a feature duet with her, which is my sort of first proper taste of the sort of classical crossover. So I had a bit of experience, and then yeah, these guys, well, I got in touch. A friend of mine just phoned me up and said, you've got to go on Twitter, and I hadn't a clue what Twitter was. And they said, there's this thing called the band Blake on Twitter, and go and look. And I looked and saw the advert, got in touch and said, look no further, you found your man. And
now he's a millionaire.
Not to do with Blake, I'm just very good on the SharePoint.
And we kept on using Twitter. I mean, we started off using it just to find Barney, but now, you know, every day we're updating all the time where we are, because we travel around a lot. We do fantastic radio shows like yours. We've even just uploaded a photo of you, Alex, sat there in your lovely brown jumper, onto Twitter. So if people go onto the band Blake at Twitter, they'll be able to see what colour jumper you're wearing and how nice it is.
If you told me, I would have sort of held my stomach in a little bit when you took the photo. I know that we've been talking about gap years all morning, and I think 3 of you went on gap years, didn't you?
Yeah. I think it was a vital part of my sort of growing up. Really, you leave school and you don't quite know what to expect. And
Where did you go?
I packed off to Tanzania in Africa.
Right.
East Africa. So northern Tanzania. I lived and worked in a school near Arusha, a place called Moringa, and went out there, learnt Swahili and taught English and French and maths and everything.
And now he's fluent in Swahili.
Yeah, give us a little bit of Swahili.
I don't think now. Hibi hibi, etc. That means so. It's not very good, by the way.
Yeah, I did a similar thing. My school had a sort of a brother school in Australia.
So I went out there and taught music and did some sport and travelled around. It was fantastic.
And Jules, where did you go?
I went to Wells Cathedral and decided to spend my gap year there. And actually, I have to say, I did leave about 6 months in. I spent 6 months there singing, and then got a little bit fed up with singing and decided that definitely wasn't the career I was going to follow. And went to Thailand and Malaysia and probably drunk far too much. And then came back and thought, actually, I think I might sing.
Right.
And then went to university and ended up doing this.
Do you know what, it's interesting, I've probably known you guys now for about 2 years, and Jules, I'm always surprised by what comes out of your mouth. I really am.
So are we.
Well listen, thank you very much for coming along. I know you've got lots and lots of concerts coming up, a new album and all that, I presume, as well?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Out in September.
Yeah. Fantastic.
That's an exclusive here on Radio 2. New album coming out in September, so very excited about that.
Excellent. Well listen, you're going to sing live for us again?
We are indeed. We're going to sing, well, speaking of Africa, this is a Negro spiritual. This is our arrangement of Michael Tippett's Steal Away.
Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away, steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the thunder, the trumpet calls within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Steal away, oh, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Oh, steal away home.
That's fantastic, guys. You obviously had an early night last night, I can say. Really, really good. And I'm so pleased. You seem to fit fantastically well into the band.
We're having a lot of fun, so thank you very much.
Well, keep having fun, because we're having loads and loads of texts and emails coming in from people saying that they really appreciate what you do, so keep it coming.
Brilliant, thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thanks again.
Thanks a lot.